The news is that I'm getting back on the bike in 2025. The main reason that I want to start with cycling again, I think, is just a feeling. I quit now for 3 years, and I was really happy in between to have a nice job in cycling, and I really enjoyed. And I think the feeling was getting back slowly, that I also physically was recovered again. And I see the sport every day, and slowly motivation to do it myself was coming back. So I have the opportunities, and hopefully I still can reach the level that it's going to be fun for me. And I just want to try it, and I feel a lot of motivation to go back on the bike. I haven't been so much on the bike the last 2.5 years. I ride a lot with when I'm at the races with the team, with the girls, also in training camp. But in between, sometimes it was a bit too busy or too much rain to go on the bike. I really enjoyed also the period that you don't have to go on the bike every day. So I still did quite some riding, but not the amount that you do, of course, when you are a professional athlete. If I'm still be able to follow the girls in training sessions is a good question, but I think I always tried, and sometimes that was difficult, especially when I didn't do something for a long time, and then you come to train with the girls who are in shape. Then it was difficult, but I hoped to have a good building up, and then I'm not so worried about following. I'm just curious to see at which level I can come back. And of course I'm aiming for better than it was, but that's always a question. My ambitions when I start cycling again, I think, are really different than the period I did. Also because I really feel like after this long break that it's a privilege to be able to compete and be a rider. And I think I already really will enjoy this part, being a cyclist, having the possibilities to train and to race. So for me there's not so much ticking the boxes anymore in races or in victories. It's more about enjoying the sport and the competition, and hopefully I will get back to that high level, because that's, for me, it will be the most fun, just to play the game and hopefully sometimes win something. But especially in the first period, it's just getting back and helping also the girls in the races, and playing my part in this is for me actually the most important in the beginning. If I will be always a winner? No, I mean, of course I feel competition inside of me, so I always want to win, but that doesn't mean that you're always gonna win. And probably it's going to be tough to get back on the high level. And I will try to win, of course, but will not always succeed, and that's also fine, I think, because that's making victories that you have more beautiful. If you struggle to get somewhere, then even the reward can be more beautiful. So for me, to be able to do this is really a privilege. No, the Tour de France Femme is not really a reason for me to come back. I mean, I really like that we have this race. It's a really big race, and many people and riders are really motivated to do this race. But personally, I always love the races where it's more quiet, like a Giro, or smaller races are fine for me as well. I mean, the Tour de France is so much in the picture, and that's exciting, because then you need to be in shape and you need to be on your best. So that's making real competition also nice. But also to have the races that are a bit smaller, for me, I like real racing. You do it because of the race and not because of everything around it, and it's really in the picture, the Tour de France. So for women's cycling, really good. But personally, it's totally not a reason for me to come back. Yeah, women's cycling has evolved a lot, and I think it went really fast in the last 3 years, especially. And I think the top level of course is higher. There is more knowledge and there are more riders, but I think the subtop especially is really evolved. So yeah, that means that, for example, if you need to be in front of a bunch, it's more difficult to get into the front. And at points that you start climbing, yeah, the level I think is a lot higher than a couple of years ago. So more and more girls are, yeah, being able to have the professional environment to develop to be a good rider, and also with the knowledge there is now, yeah, you see it's really getting, yeah, the level is getting up. I think it will be different because now I did 3 years of coaching. So I saw things that I know things now that I didn't know before. As a rider, actually, you don't see so much from what's happening in a car, or you don't know which information they get, and at which points, yeah, you can ask for information or not. You see a lot from the car and different things. Like as a rider, I was never almost in the back of the bunch, and now you see it in every race. So that helps a bit, and I think also to make a combination of the things I know from being a rider now and being a sport director is nice, but still in the end, yeah, you need to have the shape and you need to pedal yourself, so it's not changing that much, but you know a bit more. Yeah, the motivation is high again to get back on the bike after 3 years. I mean, that was also kind of the reason I think why I decided to quit after the Olympics in 2021, because I did it already for years and I could feel I was tired, and yeah, doing year after year trying to be the best. And then I also was able to win a lot of races, but still every year you need to train and you're making your body tired, but also your mind. So motivation was, when I quit, yeah, not enough anymore actually, and I really can feel now that it's back, and maybe with a different mindset, like different goals I have now. And I think that's a different kind of motivation also. But it's really, yeah, I'm excited to get back and to suffer again, and to race again, and to go to the races with the team. And yeah, I realize more. I think I really like the game and the sport and the competition, and I'm less focused on having victories at a certain race, or having really clear goals. What I'm going to do in the next 6 months, yeah, I think a lot of training. For me, it's also a bit of finding out how long it takes to get back in shape. I don't know how that will be after 3 years. Yeah, doing a lot less. I mean, I did some running, I was busy many times also in sports with different things, but yeah, it will take time, I think, to get on the shape and to get the level which is good enough to compete in the races now. So yeah, starting with basic training and then making hours, and then in the end also the usual training that you need for the season. So there's a lot to do. What's left for me to gain in women's cycling, I think, is for me, to show the sport, and to the development is going really fast in the last 3 years, but actually already longer if you compare it from the beginning of my career and how it is now. I'm pretty proud on the step women's cycling made, but it's also sometimes it's a bit worrying that for example in the Netherlands, that there are not so much opportunities anymore for young riders to go to a club, or for young riders to race, because it's organizations are having problems with organizing races, and clubs are having problems. So hopefully we can motivate people to show that sport is really a basic need also for children, but also when they grow older and want to be a professional cyclist. So I think it's not only for us but for the sport in general. It's important that there are possibilities that exist, and not only rules that you need to fight against, and to see the beauty of the sport again, that they race in their own city streets. That's, for me, I remember as a child, that was the most beautiful thing.